Our story begins within a complex in the Nevada desert. It's a location where they conduct experiments and tests. A man is seen running inside an enclosed area. It's got changes to the atmosphere, which are meant to accommodate something else. But on a human, these effects can lead to choking and respiratory trauma. They have cameras set up around this area. They track the man's movements, and up on a tree, there's a predator. It's watching, planning when to attack. This hunter would leap down and swipe at the human in front of him. It appears like he's going soft on his prey, but really, he might just be bored and wants to play around a bit. The man would lean against the window, pleading for help, but everyone inside just watches and waits. And shortly after, the predator shows up and takes down his prey, which also appeared to be unarmed. After this, the science team would maintain normal surveillance on the creature. This demonstration was arranged for someone named Mr. Falconer, and despite the outcome, there were still some security concerns about this operation. What they recreated here is what they believe to be the creature's natural habitat inside the biodome, a hot and humid tropical climate, an atmosphere with high methane content. They believe this creature is part of a predatory species. They think it lives to hunt. They first tried providing it with livestock, but it was not enough. No, this creature prefers something more lively to hunt. One man says he encountered their kind in '84 when he ran a Contra training camp. His entire commando team was wiped out by just one of these creatures. In over 30 documented encounters, nobody has ever captured one alive until now. They were able to capture one before it utilized its last line of defense. They severed its arm, which contained the self-destruct device. It appears to be inactive, but they suspect any attempt to disassemble it may set it off. Their technology is astounding, but the lead scientist here is not really interested in the hardware. He wants to make contact with these creatures, to learn from them, to communicate with them as one intelligent species to another. This might be a long time before it happens, but he believes the creature will eventually respond when it realizes it has no other choice or chance of escape. But there could be a problem, since there might be a few security risks, such as total system blackouts with the video cameras and motion trackers, the recorded pressure drops in atmospheric integrity, suggesting unauthorized entrance or exit from the dome. This could suggest that creature already has escaped, that it could walk out here anytime it wants. It could actually be studying the humans, and it chooses to stay for some reason. There's a huge risk keeping this thing caged up like an animal. They are smart and could be smarter than us. It's a hunter. It's patient. It knows how to bide its time and study its prey. It could be studying the humans and this enclosure, and testing the limits of your defenses. If Mr. Stern plays around too much, this whole operation could be ruined in some way. And suddenly, they get another systems crash, 50% blackout on all surveillance ops inside the dome. Bioimplant monitors are offline. When the biomonitors come back online, it's reading flatlines across the board. Pulse, respiration, and heartbeat are all reading nil. A security team is then assembled. They can only use non-lethal weapons, like tasers and stun prods. They cannot use sidearms in a pressurized environment. And also, they need to consider the dollar value of keeping the specimen alive. The colonel would advise them on waiting until the monitors are back online, as they don't know what his men are walking into. The creature could be playing possum, but if they wait, they might not have time to revive the body, but still, they are sent in. When the team finds the body, it's reading a flatline, but just then, they get a heartbeat. It's still alive. The team is told to get out right away. The specimen bioreadings are off the scale. It is very much alive. It rises from the water and attacks one man. Then it throws a spear-like object to another man. The others would then set their taser units to full charge. They have orders to pacify the creature. They aim at the creature, but end up tasing one of their members. Palliser pulls out a firearm, aims at the creature, but is told not to fire. Palliser ignores that command and fires anyways, resulting in an explosion, taking out multiple soldiers with him. Koenig is told to use a dart gun. There's enough toxin in those darts to bring down even that thing, but before he can use it, the creature attacks him. The colonel would call in for reinforcements. A special forces unit is already on the way. He tries to take control of the situation. He says Mr. Stern was allowed to have this operation, only for them to see how far Stern would take it. Mr. Stern would not allow anyone to stop his scientific work, not after they achieved so much. He smashes the canister over the colonel's head and pulls out the severed hand. From there, Mr. Stern would attempt at fixing up this big mess, but he's got to move fast, as the Special Forces unit will arrive in 12 minutes. Mr. Stern would locate Sherman, who remained at his post, despite everything that happened. Sherman tells him the specimen is back in the dome. He is relieved of duty as Mr. Stern takes over from here, and he gets rid of Sherman. As the choppers get closer, they lose contact with their agent on the ground and assume the LZ is hot. It's now a free fire zone. Anything still living down there must be a viable and hostile target. As he enters the area where the predator is held captive, Stern realizes the truth. Faulkner was right. This creature could have escaped at any time, but it chose to stay. There was something it wanted. It was the severed arm with the wrist gauntlet. He holds onto it as he makes contact with the predator. The creature would strike at him right away, breaking the canister around Mr. Stern's head. He's starting to get affected by the change in atmosphere. He begins to panic and runs off. But the hunter chases after him and catches up. Stern would grab a dart weapon, fire, and it lands on the creature. It reaches out for Stern's arm and rips it off. Now they are even. Stern would question why the creature is still alive. The toxin was biospecific for his blood chemistry. The creature would then press buttons on the gauntlet. This would activate the self-destruct device. The last thing it says is mimicking what Stern said earlier. Know you've won. Come and get your prize. As the chopper gets closer to the complex, the bomb goes off, destroying the entire site, along with the choppers. The explosion was seen as far away as California. The cause was said to be an accident. The complex was owned by the Stern Industries. There were no survivors, and Tyler Stern is believed to have been amongst the many casualties. A government investigation would look into the cause of the accident. And that was the story of Predator Captive, released in 1998 by Dark Horse Comics.